I'm here with Nikita Mikros, who is an art director and game designer on this game, Killer Queen Black, which is based on the game Killer Queen Arcade, which is great.
Thanks, yeah. So that was the original game that we worked on. That was me and Josh. This game is a little bit different than that game. It's going to be online, it's going to be on Switch, up to 4-player couch mode, and it's 8 players versus the arcade game, which is 10 players.
Why is it less players?
It just seemed right for a console.
So I've played the arcade game a lot, and you can't play the arcade game everywhere. You can only play it in special places.
There's a lot more special places than you think.
There's a lot more than you would
like
think.
About
That's true.
Cabinets out there now. So.
100 cabinets in how many places?
I don't know, probably about 60 or 70 places.
60 or 70 states?
Cities, yeah.
So 60 or 70 cities, about 100 cabinets. You have to go to special places to play Killer Queen, which means you're going to play with special groups of people, different cultures, different zones where you'll end up playing the game.
Yeah.
And now you're just giving it to the whole world.
So yeah, I mean, we do want it to be special. We want the arcade game to be special. And so that's why you'll notice this is a different game. So the arcade game is never going to come home, really, like in its original format, because it wouldn't really work that well as a console game anyway. Like, you can't get the same kind of tap rate on a controller that you can with an arcade button, and there's a bunch of reasons why the game really had to be different. And a lot of it was just network latency. A lot of it was the social structure of arcades versus home. So, yeah.
So anybody who's played the classic game, I noticed the jumping feels different. It feels faster. Feels a little bit faster. Is it faster or am I nuts?
The guys are bigger and the stage is smaller, so it seems a little bit faster. But actually, it's not that much faster. It might actually be slower.
I think Sir Isaac Newton would agree that it's faster, because if the stuff is bigger and the place is smaller and the movement is the same, and it's zoomed in more. This is a philosophical conversation at this point. Another thing I've noticed is you have multiple upgrades now in the game.
Correct. Yes. So now what we're showing today is we have the speed upgrade, which we've always had. We have the sword, which works a little bit differently than it does in the arcade game, but it's basically the same idea. But then we also have the mace, or the Morning Star, which is kind of like a swingy thingy kind of thing. And we have the laser, because people keep saying, dynamite with the laser beam, so we had to include that into this new game.
Are you going to put dynamite in the game?
Possibly. I would look forward to dynamite with the laser beam.
If you shoot the dynamite with the laser beam.
Laser beams have dynamite, hopefully, but.
That's excellent. I appreciated how long the cooldown was on the laser beam. It takes like several seconds.
Oh, yeah. Which, if you play the arcade game, you know that there's no cooldowns anywhere. So that's like a big difference too.
Like, everything's communicated visually. You can tell how many lives the queen has. You can tell how many berries are left in each berry zone. Who owns what gate?
Cards, there's no GUI. It's just everything. It's very chess-like that way. Whatever the state of the game is, you can see that just by looking at it without any kind of help from GUIs.
So for several years, I've always told people there's this video game that's like the perfect game, and it's Killer Queen. It's the perfect game, and I tell people about it, and they're like, "Oh, I've never played it," and I'm like, "Now everybody can play it. You have no excuse." It's everything that's good in. I'm not saying Overwatch isn't great. But it's like everything that's what?
It is great.
See, he thinks it's great. I think it's great. Everything that's great.
I have to promote Overwatch because my brother works for Blizzard, so
Irvine, California's own Blizzard Entertainment, Activision Blizzard. Overwatch is great. MOBAs are great. Dota's great. Whatever, they're all great. However, this has everything that is the best in all those games condensed onto one screen. And everyone in the room can watch and understand it. And now it's on the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, which is exciting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Everybody was like, oh, they're never going to come out with a version for home. And we were pretty convinced that we were not going to come out with a version for home. But then these guys from Liquidbit, they approached us and they were like, we can do the networking part of it, which was like terrifying to us. And they showed us a working demo, and we're like, okay, this is something we should consider. And so we've been working on it since September.
It looks good. It plays good. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna have a real good time with it. I don't even need to get it. I can come over to your house. This guy lives right up the street from me. Full disclosure. Whatever.
Yeah, but then we never see each other except at industry events. So
yeah, it's very strange.
I keep texting you, hey, let's hang out, and you're like, yes, let's hang out, and then we don't.
I don't go outside because I'm sitting in my house playing video games on my Nintendo Switch, which is a portable console that I could be playing outside.
It's true.
Anyway, thanks for the interview. We're gonna look at the rest of the Nintendo stuff,
Okay.
and then not play Smash because the line is
Smash. It's awesome.
it's like 16 miles long. Do you like Smash?
I love Smash.
See?
Smash is possibly the best game. The way you feel about Killer Queen, that's the way I feel about Smash Brothers.
So if you feel that way about Smash, maybe you might feel more that way about Killer Queen. Get it, man, everybody. I don't know. That's the end of my video.
It's going to be released Q1 2018.
Q1 2019.
2019. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2019. 2019. All right, bye for now.